What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with y'all, man? First, we gonna go to some lessons. We gonna go to some lessons. Gang court.
In 1863, Jim Crow was born. This character was
See, they
created by
going
white men
into
to amuse.
something that I didn't know that was that. I'm talking about Jim Crow law as the law that we know of, the law that our grandfathers and our grandmothers and them had to stand by and stick by because see this law was it stopped being like that in like 1960 something. And what it was black people couldn't leave a certain side of town. That's how our Jim Crow was in Oklahoma. And see, we're gonna talk about gang culture, but we're gonna talk about the gang history of Oklahoma. You know what I mean? And gang history of Oklahoma. See, a lot of people that bang California gangs, true enough, they people came from California and, you know, laid the foundation of their gang banging. And it started and branched and made different areas in the state of Oklahoma they hood. So they branched off as seed, bud, seed, a seed from a bud, and it grew. You know what I mean? Like Murder One, that's a blood hood. But what consists in there is what Inglewood families, 456 Pyrus, different bloods. You know what I mean? And that's California. Inglewood is in California, but Murder One is the notorious blood area out here. You know, Murder One in the north side in the Highlands. But yeah, man, within that history of Oklahoma says, when Colors was made, you know what I mean? And a little bit before that, see, just a tad bit, because see, they used to be cliques. A lot of gangs was cliques. Natural, something natural, you know, back in the 60s and shit when Jim Crow was around in the city of Oklahoma, you know, heroin was a big drug. But see, when you my age, your grandparents and them actually had to live through that. You know what I mean? Your grandparents had to actually live through that. See, like specifically my grandma, she was a east sider, really. You know, went to Douglas, all that, all my family and shit from the east side of Oklahoma City, you know, where some of the main heroin places is and stuff. Main heroin havens and shit used to be back then, but you can go a little further down and it start initiating going into downtown, right? But see, black people used to hang out downtown, but you couldn't leave past Second Street. You got a Second Street and a Fourth Street on the east side, but you know what I mean. They actually lived this. You know, my mama was born in '62, so um, back to the history of the gang banging in Oklahoma. See, because Crippin started from that. Crippin started from like to protect themselves on the level of Jim Crows and stuff. That's the actual formality to protect themselves from the Klan and racial shit. You know what I mean? Probably when certain shit, but in Oklahoma, we kind of started from the event of Colors and what gang banging activity we learned about from them and motherfuckers that was from there. That yeah, I'm whoop whoop and motherfuckers start clicking and forming their own shit, right? But one thing that I know to be true is the niggas that's the founders of my set, they started in high school. So if they started at high school in Northwest Classing, you know what I mean? Knights, Northwest Classing, high school, you know what I mean? If they started there, who was they little homies? Middle schoolers and shit. That was they little homies. It's niggas that was born into this shit. So they been gang members since they was kids. I've been cripping since I was 7. You know what I mean? One of the founders is one of my cousins, a 24 karat. Started at Northwest Class. But when you go into that, think about what I just said. If they was in high school when they formed the 24 karat Gold Gangsta Crips, who was they little homies? Think about what I'm telling you, cuz. Think about what I'm telling you. Who was they little homies? Niggas that was in middle school. Niggas that was in middle school. But I'm finna give you another example and a brief example of what I'm talking about. Going into something that people would say, this is some real evil shit that I'm about to reveal. And then I'm explain what it is.
Is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of our boys,
Yeah.
then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child
Yes,
and then drink the blood?
yeah.
I left it up for the temper. I'm gonna eat it. Lieutenant General Hut. You eat it.
So what kind of war is this? World War III. It's World War III.
So that's the Civil War in Liberia. The black man. Oh, the black man. The black man. African. The ex-slave, the African. Terminology of we evolved from apes, right? You know, we evolved from monkeys. Now, do you see why the black man is so mainstream when it comes to that kind of activity? It's a mainstream activity that they want to say, oh, it's sick. Woo, 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 woo. They actually practicing a cannibal war. The Garden of Eden. They was also probably new to being being broke into that kind of warish activity. I don't know, cause was the diamond blood diamond when they was that in Liberia? Liberia was involved in that too, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't feel like digging in my guru because we got so much to talk about. Now you probably heard what that man said. Let's rewind what he said that they was doing before they went into war.
So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of our boys,
Yeah.
then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child
Yes,
and then drink the blood?
yeah.
I left it up for the temper. I'm gonna eat it. Lieutenant General
Okay. Where is one of the first places that they spoke on the drinking of blood? I'm finna take you there too.
Devout Catholic mum and dad.
Leslie Turner was 12 when he first arrived at St Aidan's Roman Catholic Grammar School in Sunderland. It was 1961.
Very, very soon after I started, that was when the abuse started. I was actually a very small child. I was only just over 5 feet tall then. Very, very slight.
His form teacher, Brother Williams, would call boys up to stand next to him behind his desk and read aloud. Les says Brother Williams then put his hand up the leg of their shorts.
Whilst you were trying so hard to concentrate, then he would start massaging your penis.
Okay. Now, one of the first places that motherfuckers think of when they think about drinking blood, they talk about drinking the blood of Jesus. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's lions, tigers, and shit. I mean, it's lions and monkeys and baboons and predators and shit. Carnivorous animals in Africa. It's a Garden of Eden, right? Okay. It's so many other people as a minority, and what they do is they hide that kind of activity. See, you think I wanted your mind to go into the level of homosexual or child predator type activity within the church. That's not where I wanted you to go. I wanted you to go to what is gang? What is gang banging coming to this day and age? What's the hidden within the gang bangish activity, right? You feel what I'm saying? Then we gonna go somewhere else. Let me take y'all somewhere else.
I'm a tattooist by trade, so I'll always believe in what my tattoos represent. You know, I've got my SS bolts here, I've got my swastikas, and I've got my lightning bolts right there on my hand. So when I shake someone's hand, they know right then and there, that I believe in the Aryan beliefs.
What is the Aryan? What the Aryan Brotherhood?
For you and your kind, that's more than just skin deep. That goes way deeper than that. I'm for my own kind. That's a lot of what it's about right there. And when it comes to the day of the calling, if you ain't white, you ain't right. That's just
Okay. As we go into there, that's the Oklahoma Aryan Brotherhood. I'm in Oklahoma. I was looking up I was actually looking up when did the Aryan Brotherhood form in Oklahoma. Now we know it was the 60s in California, San Quentin. That's when the Aryan Brotherhood started in San Quentin in California. You feel what I'm saying? During the time when Jim Crow was in effect, the Jim Crow law. See, people misconceive what the Jim Crow law is. See, we as Oklahomans have a different story maybe to other people when it comes to the Jim Crow law or the segregation laws. You feel what I'm saying? Gangbanging is a tribal essence. It's a tribal essence to gangbanging. You know what I mean? People think I also want to take y'all to a level of racism. That's not the point that I'm trying to get across. The point that I'm trying to get across is, where is gang banging at now in this day and age? What is gang? You know, we're not going to sugarcoat shit about the sleeping activity, the sleepish activity, homosexual prison buzzard type activity that's branching out, and it's what that these certain people is trying to influence in the gang banging activity to cover racial events that has took place. Now, when I did time in 2004, 2005 and shit, we was going through a racial audit. It was a racial riot type situation that was going on. And it was about the hair shit, man. We not gonna sugarcoat shit. It was about people like people's manhoods was getting took and stuff. Let me take y'all somewhere else. I'm gonna take y'all to another spot, a delicate spot that shows examples. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson, South Central, the movie. Prostitution. We go into, it'll take y'all into the level of prostitution. Okay, well, it's not pulling up for me, but you know, I'm a big believer in giving you that example, the real example, and letting you hear that that's what that is. Okay, you remember when she was like, I just changed over because I was typing and shit, so I don't know what type of shit they had going on with the camera. But you know how she was like, my hair. She was like, I would have done something with my hair. She was like, I would have done something with my hair if I knew you was coming.
That show you're obsessed with? It's on Philo. The one with the interiors that make you say ooh, on Philo.
Oh, suck my dick. I don't tolerate no disrespect from my father. That's better. Now, let's get down to business. Making a big mistake butting it on Aryan business, Ali.
Okay. Now this is supposed to be California activity. I believe that it got something to do with Chicago, really, that activity. Maybe. You know what I mean? So he had got himself into some shit for one of his homeboys. He stuck his neck out for his homeboy that was a drug addict. And the Aryans was trying to get his ass, right? Okay, the hair thing. The game so cold now, a motherfucker sell their homeboy for a cigarette for one of these. For 1, 2, or 3 of them in the penitentiary. A $2 cigarette. So when you put it together, $6, you done heard of a $2 hope. Movies like that is used to influence. See, we broke chains on that. We fought hard about that in the state of Oklahoma. It's a few men that lost their lives behind this situation, but they try to say that one of them was hitting a dick at an Aryan's mother or something that was a guard, and she sick like her son on him, and the nigga got stabbed down at the penitentiary that I just left from, OSR. Yeah, he was coming out of the child when they stabbed him down. And it started some more shit. We was already tripping during that time about the hair shit. So within that, seeing the patch holders holding patches and taking the manhoods of motherfuckers. Then we go back into
your testicles. And if, ironically, if you made a mistake or hesitated because of what he was doing, he used to pinch you or twist. If you weren't immediately called up, you were sitting there thinking, am I going to be next? Is it me?
Now this dude here, he's talking about the Catholic churches. He's talking about the Catholic churches. So as it's sophisticated, as it sophisticates itself, you know what I mean, as quote unquote, the errors sophisticate themselves, they turn to the sneaking of the sleeping man, which is a culture from slavery. You know, it shows on Goodbye Uncle Tom when he was rubbing the gold on the little boys. You know what I mean? Back into the sophisticated situation.
So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of our boys,
Yeah.
then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child
Yes,
and then drink the blood?
yeah.
I left it up on the chopper. I'm gonna eat it. Lieutenant General Hot. That's all you eat it.
Let's go in the song, y'all. We're going to go in the song. We're going to go into literature. But you see what I'm saying? As it sophisticates itself. See, other countries do shit a different way than the way that the Africans did theirs, but they actually branching off from the African, but they roles and switch. Kids become grandfathers. You know what I mean? You know? So it comes into play. I'm going to use this song, Communion. Because like I say, we got to go into the eras of prostitution, because prostitution and gang banging and pimping, you know, the pimp, certain ones, or navigators of ill-willed activities of slavery in this day and age. Find this damn song. I gotta type it in. This is called Communion Freestyle. Communion. The night I penalized the game, terrified the rulers, glanced through my rule book, online computers, tempting those who use drugs that you can shoot up. Most y'all just losers, the children is the future, purple and the blue, so you haters will never fool us. To each his own who use what? Wool, sexual abusers, the tools for pimp to use, cause pimp sticks for losing was stuck, fucked and lubed up. Backstage, yeah, you damn, you got that goo bug. Grimy nigga, is you one?
It's calling me to
Communion. Crip Dracula. Shit, nigga. Okay, now Pete. You see I kind of down lean. You see I kind of down lean and syrup in that song. Because for one, the mainstream motherfuckers, that's the original people that brought syrup to the light and lean to the light the way that they brought it to the light. Is a lot of people that passed away. You got Big Mo, didn't Michael Watts die? You got people up out of Houston, because that's where they came from. It's the feeling, the after effect of feeling that lean gives you and syrup gives you. It's a hit it type of mentality. You know how you wake up groggy when somebody done something to you in your sleep? The same type of activity. The prison buzzard activity, it's a submittance to that. It's a secret submittance to that. Pimp C too. You know what I mean? It's a secret submittance to that type of activity. Now, if you got motherfuckers that's into that, you know, something can go wrong with that era, with using certain sedation meds to put people to sleep and shit. Now, Bill Cosby just went to prison for that, and he got out after some years of doing penitentiary time. Bill Cosby did that time. You know, gang culture and where it's leading to this day and age. You pay attention in that song. Pay attention to what I'm saying in this song. Communion. The night I penalized the game, terrified the rulers, glanced through my rule book, online computers, tempting those who use drugs that you can shoot up. Most y'all just losers, the children is the future, purple and the blue, so you haters will never fool us. To each his own who use what? Wool, sexual abusers, the tools for pimp to use, cause pimp sticks for losing was stuck, fucked and lubed up. Backstage, yeah, you damn, you got that goo bug. Grimy nigga, is you one?
It's calling me to
Communion. Crip Dracula shit, nigga. Communion Freestyle. The purple and the blue stuff. You haters will never fool us. Children is the future. You feel what I'm saying? Most of y'all just losers. You know, drug addict type motherfuckers, man. Not all drug addicts is like that, but the black market of what they call buck, drinking buck. You know what I mean? Cannibal type shit. Cannibal type shit. You understand what I'm saying? Communionist type activity. We can even go into Red Notice. The 3 eggs of Cleopatra. They looking for something. Women got eggs in them. Now let's go back. I'm going to take y'all back one step.
So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Yes, because I was naked, because I fought naked.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting?
Yeah, most of our boys,
Yeah.
then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child
Yes,
and then you drink the blood?
yeah.
I left it up on a table.
Then we go into society of the day. We go into the society of today, which is things that they got going on. Let me look this verse up, bro. Bible verse, Bible culture, Bible thumpers. 2020 was an example of the rapture. So if 2020 was the rapture, we already, as certain people, is quote unquote people that didn't reach the new heavens and the new earths. You know what I mean? That's speak of in the Bible. Yeah. The wheel of time. It is a woman. And she holds the key to the light. She needs the light as the power. It's a subliminal message. And then you have the dark friends, the dark friends and shit. And then you have like the dark creatures and the dark one, the dark one, the dark friends, and stuff like that. It's protection. It's the same shit that they said in the 70s. Oh, the light-skinned niggas in. You know what I mean? The first breed of the mixed nigga. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. These darkies are trying to trip. You know, it's a Bible scripture, and I think it's before it's about King Nisbet or something, and it's before Meshach and Abednego. Them, I think they was put in the fire because they was interpreting what? They was interpreting dreams. These people had made a idol type person. You know, they call certain stars idols. American Idols. So before that incident took place, it was the reading of how they was playing flutes and corn flutes and different musical instruments. Man, the musical thing, the devil himself was the leader of what? Over music before he was cast out. Illuminati-ish. You know, when people sell out to the Illuminati and they started inviting and becoming sponsors, so the shit that they didn't been exposed to, people that's NBA players, NFL players, you know, when they get that Catholic Pope glitch to the raw and uncut cannibal war of Liberia, you know, because most sports is a blood sport. You think of that, you think of blood fields and the story of the blood field in the Bible. when he talk about they named the field of blood. You know, a lot of people, they're starters, first string starters, and they have a second string player behind them trying to replace them. It's certain things that they do, you know, certain shit, maybe not just to cause a complete injury, but you know, to slow down the breathing process. You know what I mean? Which is kind of ill, because look at the coronavirus and the shit that it did, the shit that it causes. This book came out before the coronavirus. Let me remind you, this book came out before the coronavirus. You feel what I'm saying? Mark of beast activity. You know, most teams are beast. You got the or their mascots is, even Rumble, he's a buffalo. Thunder, the Thunder mascot, Buffalo. The Jaguars, the Lions, the Bears, you know what I mean? Yeah, but we packing thunder down here. You better know that, in the city of Oklahoma. Big ups to the Thunderbirds, Air Force, Oklahoma City Thunderbirds, Air Force team, jet fighters and shit. You know, good positive role models for future. You know what I mean? Going into that, mafia activity, made man ceremonies. We're not gonna go back into made man ceremonies about the mafia. We're gonna go into what is being influenced to the kids. Mafia 1, 2, and 3. Vito was he was a motherfucker that was in the military, and so was Clayton, Lincoln Clay. So was Lincoln Clay. And he looked at so much like Cassius Clay, which was a black man that didn't go to the military. He said he wasn't gonna fight in that war. He rather went to jail. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. Lincoln Clay, he was a military veteran person. You know, branched out, boys being boys, because they send you this where, they send you this there, and there. A lot of dope is brought in through military motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Shit, we ain't got no planes to fly that shit in. You know what I mean? They showed that on Frank Lucas, but you know, still big shots out, salutes, man. You know, realistic reality, because shit, some of that shit coming from Mexico ain't the truth. You know, Zoloft, that choo choo. You know, let's go back in the song. Let's go back in the song. The song right here is called Diamond Test. Diamond Tester. Diamond Testers. Diamond Testers.
Diamond test, necklace, counterfeit, authentic, Mexican, Italian, Canadian, African, no respect. Cocaine of that choo-choo. Funnel cakes, a half pound of that voodoo. Boo-boo, the guru, your bitch fed you doo-doo. Enema water, that Suki Mububu. Nicknames from the True Zoo. Savage Axe, a bed full of foo-foo. Legs stretched out, with you in a tutu. For you by us, just call it that foo-boo. There's some of that new news. This music might kill you. Fed to the new school, just out to your new crew. Cocaine of that choo-choo, that bullshit, that juju. Diamond test, necklace, counterfeit, authentic, Mexican, Italian, Canadian, African, I forget, no respect. Cocaine or that choo-choo. Cocaine or that choo-choo. Diamond test, diamond test, diamond test.
You know when you feel the weight of sadness. You may feel exhausted, hopeless, and anxious. Whatever you do, you feel lonely and don't enjoy the things you once loved. Things just don't feel like they used to. These are some symptoms of depression, a serious medical condition affecting over 20 million Americans. While the cause is unknown, depression may be related to an imbalance of natural chemicals between nerve cells in the brain. Prescription Zoloft works to correct this imbalance. You just shouldn't have to feel this way anymore. Only your doctor can diagnose depression. Zoloft is not for everyone.
You know, I'm being an asshole on that song. I'm being an asshole on that song. I ain't gonna lie. You know, but the example, another example, the family business. The family business. The drug, heat. All cocaine ain't completely cocaine, man. All cocaine ain't cocaine. Most of the cocaine that motherfuckers is getting stepped on. Then it's stepped on again before it get here. I mean, it's stepped on by them. Then when it get here, it may be stepped on again before it get to you. And then it may be stepped on after it's dished out and distributed in America. So I'm kind of being an asshole on that one. You know, the drug heat, the family business. Y'all, I just told y'all what Zoloft is. Zoloft is a mental health drug that they give you, crazy medicine. You can get that for being a nut. I ain't gonna tell y'all why the situation is, because it's a certain person. I know if he like that shit, it got something to do with that, because that nigga been smoking crack ever since I can remember. You feel what I'm saying? So, bang, man, back to the gang culture. See, when you speak of gang culture, you know, even within BMF, it shows, because he said, what was they using? What was the kids' job? It was a lot of kids that became gang members and shit because they became drug dealers. It's gangs that was essentially money gangs. They carried the title of Crip, but they're tied together. What tied them together or enticed the motherfucker to become a member was drugs, the selling of and distributing of crack cocaine. You feel what I'm saying? I went back into it, man. I don't know, man. I might want to end it there. Might not want to, but the example that I'm giving you, man, stop being ass backwards. You people stop being ass backwards. You people stop trying to initiate the role of God. You people stop trying to be the Holy Ghost. You know what I mean? Because the number one killer in Oklahoma, I know for sure. The number one killer in the state of Oklahoma, in the city of Oklahoma City and Spencer and Midwest City and everywhere else, the number one killer in the state of Oklahoma is sleep shit. It's the prison buzzard activity that is branched out to the baby buzzards, the little buzzards, the fucking the little assholes, the little faggot motherfuckers that's playing these homosexual ass games. And then you got the other ones that has branched out on the level of trying to find something deeper, trying to find a way to control a person physically in a voodoo-like way. The casting, the communion activity, the blood linkage activities, You know, one of the best series that's out. Oh, Niklaus Michelson. My name is Nikos. How y'all doing, man? You know, from the originals, the vampire joint. You know, that's still one of my all-time favorites. I don't know, because the Wheel of Power might be breaking into being one of my motherfucking favorites, because I'm digging that motherfucker, man. I'm digging that. And Mares of Kingstown. Mares of Kingstown is a bad motherfucker too. You know, all y'all are hooked on the BMF and the motherfucking Snowfalls and the Snowfalls, the BMFs, the Power Ghost Book 2, Keenan Raising Keenan and all that shit. Y'all hooked on that. But nigga, y'all sleeping. You sleep on that the Wheel of Power, the Wheel of Time. Y'all sleeping on that. And y'all sleeping on that Mares of Kingstown, because that Mares of Kingstown is real events. I hope they keep it nutritious all the way through, because it seems like the shit that they touching on is shit that's happening right goddamn now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, or it doesn't happen, you know. But the Wheel of Time is interesting. Yeah, I mean, shit. I ain't never really just fully watched Harry Potter and all that shit, but I noticed something about Harry Potter just glancing when the kids was looking at it. They got it's a big brother watching type thing go on in certain spots in the Lords of the Ring. One of them, or the Hobbit, or one of them. You know what I mean? With the witchcraft and becoming witches and shit. You know, shit that we into, man. It's all a part of the culture. Because what people watch becomes a part of the culture. You know what I mean? Just like we have an issue with certain people that want to try to block stats and views, I'm always keep it 100 with y'all, man. You know, going back to one of the big points that I made, when gangbanging started, my founders was in high school, Northwest Classes. So who was they little homies? I've been cripping 2 years. I started being a Crip 2 years after my founders originated the gang that I'm from. You know, now Watts Grape, it been out since the beginning. But, you know, they branched and collaborated with us. We kind of one gang, K's and G's. That's why you hear me say K's and G's, you know what I mean? You hear me say that a lot. We're going to end in 2 more songs so I can give y'all a good solid hour for those who, you know what I mean, like kicking it, man, and be wanting to really observe and peep game what I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't going to play stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Watch your tone and stay in your lane. I'm going to give y'all one of these harsh new ones that I just made. And it's about the faggoty shit that these niggas is influenced that's branching out from quote unquote being the harsh animal type motherfucker to the sophisticated man doing the manhandling. You know what I mean? That's branched from slavery.
Ain't that a bitch? I got one question for you, Crazy K. Wow. You was going to show all the time, man. Just let you rip me off, nigga. No what? That shit was wrong, man. That shit was wrong, man. You ain't even the one who kept it. That shit was really wrong, G.
I don't give a fuck who feel me, cause if you feel me, you ain't gonna remember. Save all them eerie feelings for them bitches, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Put a tranny in the bed and you say you ain't hit him. Damn, that was a man, that punk got titties, nigga. Pay attention to them nipples, nigga. Stuck in his feelings on them icicles. Picking shoes, call me Mr. Fitness. Sitting up, toe touch, the Holy Ghost is victim. Now the Holy Ghost is victim.
2 times, 3 times. So now you can't remember. Sins up, so touch, the Holy Ghost is victim. Now the Holy Ghost is victim. 2 times, 3 times. Now you can't remember. Gang related. All my raps be gang related. I know you hate it, cause I can't help but to be gang related. I'm gang related. Gang related. All my raps be gang related. I know you hate it, cause I can't help but to be gang related. I'm gang related. Looking for some penetration. Evil empire, dark nation. Black famous. Gas like radiation. Radiant. Inflation. P5 PlayStation. On my dean dedicated. Short thinker thinking. First in line for a shot when that Jesus juice being drinking. Chief and commander, what your rank is? Show did find me where the hose is. Then again, if it's your mama or your sister, better be trying to be a nigga's friend. Mortal Kombat raid in barbershop, you can't fade this. Big bucks, I want the big bread. My book read, who dead? Beyond said, when fed. Have you been fed or misled? Pussy ass nigga trying to judge dread. Kick me sign on your forehead. Cut throat, I know your throat bled. Left your coat red. Hole in your leather, seeing feathers got you leaking like a coat text. No text. I'm gang related. Gang related. All my raps be gang related. I know you hate it, cause I can't help but to be gang related. That's on crib. Gang related. All my raps be gang related. I know you hate it, cause I can't help but to be gang related.
So is that why your nickname was General Butt Naked?
Mad ass Eastside Go Gang crib.
A lot of people would drink or do drugs before fighting.
Yeah, most of my boys,
watch great.
then we train the blood from the
Oh,
China before going to
So you kill the child
Yeah.
and then drink the blood.
Yeah.
I left it up when I tell bro, I'm gonna eat it. Left it at Flashes, 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 my people. Flashes, my brother. Flashes, 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 my brother.
That's how it goes. Most of them run around here talking about slavery days. That was over 500 years ago, and none of them know nothing about it.
Yeah, but they still talk about it all the time, like it was yesterday or something. When it's been gone for so long,
Their grandmas being raped and all.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro, about the Aryans. Man, it's a rumor that that's why the Aryan Nation, the Aryan Brotherhood of Oklahoma is the youngsters. A lot of them is not fucking with the Aryans because they say they could connected to liking boys and that methamphetamine on the yard. That sleep shit.
Ironically, you can sit there say a Hail Mary.
Flashes. Historical. Slavery existed. The Civil War existed. Jim Crow law existed. I exist. Knowledge, power. Power is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Wisdom is knowing. Wisdom is something that you get from your elder that you can't buy. It's been another product of the Niswa tree. Chief and commander of the Crips and Bloods of Oklahoma City. Salute, homie. I've been in this. I've been cripping 30 years.